And welcome to ReligionWinked TV, where my spiritual ears stay. Hey, Super Chat, welcome. How are you? That's good. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up to the 3 people watching. Thank you. Hey, Natty Nat. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for the thumbs up super chat. We're going to get into it in just one moment. Happy Mental Health Mondays. We are going to talk about ADHD today. This can affect children and or adults. Alright, we're about to get started in a couple of seconds here. To the 4 people watching, can you please give me a thumbs up? I appreciate it. So we're going to talk about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is ADHD. And we're going to just go over the basic overviews, some medications, warning signs, therapy, treatments, things like that. On this channel, we're trying to do Mental Health Mondays because if you were on YouTube, just YouTube alone this past weekend, and saw any of the lives that was going on, you might have picked up on a little mental health, coming across the airways. At least I did. But prior to this weekend, we had started doing mental health on this channel like 2 weeks ago. If you go to my playlist called Mental Health Mondays, you can check the first video that we did. And we went through a whole list, like 12 different disorders dealing with mental health. So we're going to break down each one of them 1 week at a time. We're going to start with ADHD. And pretty much, ADHD is a disorder that makes it difficult for a person to pay attention and control impulsive behaviors. He or she, child or adult, may also be restless and almost constantly active. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you find it hard to pay attention? Do you feel the need to move constantly during times when you shouldn't? Do you find yourself constantly interrupting others? If these issues are going on in you or around you with somebody you know and you feel that they are negatively impacting your daily life, it could be a sign of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is the ADHD. So ADHD is just not for childhood disorder. Although the symptoms of ADHD begin in childhood, ADHD can continue through adolescence and adulthood. Even though hyperactivity tends to improve as a child becomes a teen or a teen becomes an adult, problems with inattention, disorganization, and poor impulse control often continue through the teen years and into adulthood. So, what causes ADHD? Thank you to the 3 people watching. Can you please give me a thumbs up to the other 2 people? I greatly appreciate it. We all probably know someone dealing with this disease or dealing with this disorder, but because we don't know what the disorder is, we probably don't recognize it in the people that we know. So I'm just trying to give you the information so you can look out into the world and say, wait a minute, this looks like sometimes my granddaughter, she loves to act and she loves to perform. She's been in tap, jazz, ballet. So when she go to school, she steady twirling and performing and carrying on. And the teacher always calling my daughter like, Alea, she's having a rough day today. And I'm like, well, what is the rough day? That girl be in school trying to be everybody's mother, be the teacher's helper. It's like, okay, wait a minute here. Something might be going on with my granddaughter. She's only 5. But I told my daughter, don't you be going to rush to put her on no medication. You pray for our granddaughter, your daughter, my granddaughter, and let her be a child, you know? She probably will grow out of that. I have it and my kids have it. Absolutely. I see it, Super Chat, and my granddaughter. We see it. And to be very honest, my daughter is working with the teachers, and I believe my granddaughter had an appointment with SSI or whatever like that. But I think she is just a extra bubbly, outgoing, loving kind of spirit. She just loves to help. She's always trying to do things, around the house. So I can imagine her in school wanting to help the teacher and things like that. And they always say how she get up out her class. Hey QI, how are you? You have it too? Yes, ma'am. And we just going through certain things, certain disorders that of course we could see on YouTube, but I could see it in my granddaughter. And I know if I could see things in myself, my family, other people could see it around them as well. Super chat, a change in diet can help. Keep her off the sugar. Absolutely, definitely is a good thing. We've been talking about that at home. We definitely been talking about the diet at home. Thank you to the 4 people watching. Can you please give me a thumbs up on this video? To the 3 people who haven't already, to make it a perfect live stream. Because researchers at the National Institute of Mental Health, which is NIMH, National Institute of National Institute of Health is NIH, and across the country are studying the causes of ADHD. Current research suggests that ADHD can be caused by interactions between genes and environmental or non-genetic factors. Like many other illnesses, a number of factors may contribute to ADHD, such as, do anybody have any idea what things can cause I have 5 listed here, but can you name any factors that you may think can lead to this? So who do we have? QI and NAMI, right. NAMI is where we started off 2 weeks ago. We didn't do this last week, QI, but NAMI is definitely, if you go to the mental health playlist, you can get the number for NAMI. It's in that first, hey Key, what's up? Good evening, how are you? It's in that first video in the playlist. It's called mental health and the different disorders or something like that. But definitely NAMI. Okay, so one of the things is genes, of course. We can have, our genes can malfunction, our genes could be defective, and that can definitely play a part in this disorder. I work there. Do you really, QI? Oh, you are so informative, young lady. God bless you. Oh my goodness, QI, you have so much information in. I haven't quite did it yet, but I do have a phone, a calling number. I don't know. I get a little nervous when I try to do like the live streaming and work in other applications, but maybe next week, um, we can do like a call in and you could call in. Wow, no wonder you're so smart. I know. I be listening to her on everybody's live and when she call in. QI, you are amazing. Seriously, sis. You have a lot to offer. You know, I'm a cigarette smoker. Alcohol use and drug use during pregnancy are another factor and contributors that can add to ADHD. Now, my daughter, she's not a smoker, so we can eliminate that key. That's good. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to keep you in mind. I think we could put together a little panel. I don't know how to, like, do the Google Hangouts where we're all there. I'm still learning a lot over here, guys. But I'm gonna learn by next week Monday. Hopefully, I can get you to call in. I have the calling number. Maybe we could do it tomorrow even. I do have the calling number, but if I start fooling around with that application, I will lose sight of what I'm doing here. Or maybe I can hang up and do a call in after this. We'll see. Oh my God. So, yes, another thing is, and it says during pregnancy, but I'm thinking because it starts like at childhood, during, through the utero, the placenta, or whatever. That's definitely a factor. Exposure to environmental toxins such as high levels of lead at a young age. That's why it's so important, y'all. I tell my daughter this every time because where we live, some of the houses are really, really, really old. And every time we move into like a different place, I always tell her, make sure you test them for lead. Lead is like the number one factor that I know a lot of children are exposed to. Where I live, several different people have gotten lawsuits in the last 3 to 5, 10 years because of lead. They contracted it probably when they were younger, didn't realize it. But I know a lot of people just got paid off of like lawsuits from contracting lead. And they're over 21. Maybe they were fighting it, their mom up until, or maybe they just started fighting it. But guys, you can fight the lead situation. Get your kids tested, get the children tested. So low birth weight, definitely. My daughter was 5 pounds and 4 ounces when she was born. So that's something that we took into consideration when she was born because my daughter, she had the IEP in school. I had to take my daughter through the whole SSI, had to have her tested. She did not have a learning disability. My daughter's was more behavioral, just like my granddaughter. Very excited. Always wanted to help, help, help. Could never sit down. Always wanted to be the other kid's mother, tell them what to do, help the teacher, tell the teacher what to do, kind of thing. And we noticed early on that, oh, she's very active. But again, her imagination would take her into all kinds of performing and dancing and just very character. And she did well with her grades, but like if she get on a school bus, my daughter would try to pull down the exit window, like open up the window, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we had to watch my daughter, but eventually she grew out of that. But what I'm saying to the 7 people watching, please give me those extra 4 thumbs up because we all know somebody that deals with this. And like I said, if you were on YouTube this past weekend and seen any of the lives, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I wasn't going to come live with this, but it affects children and it affects adults both ways. So Key says, inquisitive. She could not sit still. She was very She wanted to know everything, and I swear my granddaughter is just the same way. So this affects us all. Nobody is exempt from things like this. As much as I sit over here and preach God, put my face to the plow, trying to help other people, we still get afflicted. I still deal with some of the same issues that everybody else deal with. It's just that I rather go to prayer for most of my illnesses and sicknesses, and trust God that I'm healed before I would go to medication, because I believe medication makes the children worse once they get on it, you know? So, again, brain injuries is another factor, y'all. And I mean, from the slightest to playing football outside, being tackled, boxing. Sometimes we kind of tap our kids upside the head and we don't know how fragile their brain is. And, sometimes we mush them and, they just have accidents. Look, brain injuries, we think of like car accidents and things. Look, simple things like falling and bumping their head, can cause a little injury or contusion to the brain. And things like this can add to it, especially coming up into adulthood. The medicine can stunt growth. Absolutely. And cause side effects. That's the thing I'd be concerned with, especially dealing with my granddaughter now, because she is the smartest girl in the world. But the first thing they want to do is go to medication. And I've studied this stuff, and I know medication. Adults is different because you guys can handle it and know if it's affecting your body, not affecting your body, making you feel worse. But children don't have that ability to say, wait a minute, this med ain't right for me. It's making me more tired or more fatigued, or it's got me spaced out. It got me too relaxed, kind of thing. So some of the warning signs, we're going to get right into it. People with ADHD show an ongoing pattern of 3 different types of symptoms. First is the difficulty paying attention. That's inattention. 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 Being overactive, hyperactivity, acting without thinking, impulsivity. The being overactive. Now, if a child went to being underactive, they'll think something is wrong with the child then. I mean, some children don't know how to find the balance, where if they're active, they don't know how to turn it off when they go to school, you know what I'm saying, or when they go to church or something like that. But then if you sit around and they don't have that much activity, that scares me even more, to see kids just sit there while all the other kids is up having a good time. Or I know school is different, because if you have 25, 30 kids all acting like my granddaughter, sometimes it could be a bit much. But I think if they're not active, that would scare me even more. And then the acting without thinking, the impulsivity. A lot of people do that. A lot of people act without thinking nowadays. Find what they are interested in. Absolutely. And we found that she loved tap, ballet, and jazz. So we have her in that. Interested. Absolutely. We have her in that. She loved acting. She loved modeling. I mean, the girl can walk and strike a pose better than Tyra Banks. I'm no joke. She's so. And I say, Alea, who taught you that? She said, my brain. And I say, well, who's your brain? What's your brain? She'll say, God. And she's been saying this like for like a year and a half now. Say, who taught you that? How you know that? And she say, her brain. I say, okay, I can work with that a little bit. But then you know your child, but then when your child get around somebody else who don't know them, or don't know that she loves to dance, or love to spin around and twirl and be the princess and the little queen that she is, they'll think something wrong with your child. They not used to that kind of, they not used to that. So children could be misread too. A lot of times by these teachers who don't have patience, right? They don't have patience in school. Some of them don't have kids, so they don't really know the behavior of a child. And the minute they come into class and don't have their coffee, got in an argument with their husband or their wife into school, all of a sudden they run into somebody like a Leia that's excited and happy and, hey, so and so. Oh, it's a problem. Oh, she's being too overactive. Oh, she's just not a normal child. And that's not true. People, let me see, get her tested for gifted classes. I will QI. That's something to look into. Absolutely. That I will. I mention that to my daughter in the morning. People with ADHD learn faster because our brains work fast, so we can't get bored easily. And she's never bored. I mean, you could say sun to her, and this girl will make up a song about sun. She's never bored. You're absolutely right. She is never, 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 never bored. Wow. This is amazing, guys. You are helping me whether you know it or not. Thank you. So these symptoms get in the way of functioning or development. People who have ADHD have combinations of these certain kind of symptoms. Do you know some of the symptoms, QI? Can you run off a few symptoms for us? I have about 9 symptoms. And then signs of hyperactivity and impulsivity may include. I have 9 as well. So it's like 18 things we're going to breeze through real quick. And this presentation is definitely almost over. Some of them are overlook, miss details, make careless mistakes in schoolwork, at work, or during the activities, have problems sustaining attention in task or play, including conversations, lectures, or lengthy reading. Now, here's the story, hyperactivity. Yes, here's the story that came down today. My daughter had surgery on her foot Thursday, but she's a trooper. She's going to college for paralegal. She's a certified security officer. And so I went out to take them to school today and to pick them up. So when I went to go get my granddaughter and grandson, my granddaughter teacher ran out behind me and was like, "Oh, I want to talk to mom." So she asked my daughter, lack of focus. Absolutely. We're gonna get, yes, that's one. Yes, we're gonna. And she asked my granddaughter. She was like, I mean, she said to my daughter, she said, "You all right? I just wanted to let you know she had a wonderful day right up until gym, and gym came and she kind of fell off." So I'm like, okay. She said to my daughter, she said because gym is not structured, that my granddaughter was having a hard time in the gym today. I'm like, wait a minute, who said, or hyper focus? Okay. I said, oh, I said, all right. So tomorrow we'll focus on just going through the whole day of Leia and not having any problems in gym. I don't know what she said actually happened in gym, but my granddaughter's very active. She loves to play. I don't know why she wouldn't do good in gym, but we're still trying to figure that part out. Seem not to listen when spoken to directly. Of course, QI said the lack of focus, hyper she is bored with him and it's not challenging her. And you know what, I said the same thing to my daughter when we drove up. I said, Jim, it's not challenging her like she should be challenged. She feel like maybe she, in her little brain, in her mind, she's above Jim right now. Like, I'm like, I want to keep in touch with you on it. I will be reaching out and yeah, because like I told my daughter, I don't think nothing is wrong with her. I think she's very fine where she is. And probably she's only in like the kindergarten. When she get into first grade, I think she'll grow out of it a little bit. That's my hope and prayer. So they fail to not follow through on instructions, fail to finish schoolwork. Now she does all of this. She does her chores, her duties in the workplace, or start tasks, but quickly lose focus and get easily sidetracked. Now, once you engage her intention into something, we have to be in creative, stimulating environments, and it really is like she's in the world of creativity. Let me just say that, QI. She is in a world, not fantasy, not disassociation from reality, but she's in the creative world. She's really in when I say creativity, the girl can draw. When I say she can sing, when I say she can dance, she's only 5 years old. She tells stories. I mean, she's amazing. So they have problem organizing tasks and activities such as doing tasks in sequence, keeping materials and belongings in orders, keeping work organized, managing time, and meeting deadlines. Now, what I can say, the little girl, it is the teachers. I believe it. I believe, and I always go back to my daughter. Like, you can't always go by what the teachers say, because I raised you, and I know teachers aren't up to par. They don't have patience, and a lot of people don't understand children or how some of these disorders work. So we have super chat. Yes, QI. The teachers need more training on how to teach kids with ADHD. They give up too quickly, too easily, she said. I agree. I am an artist as well. Same here. I agree with y'all. The teachers like need patience 101. They need ADHD training 101. They need mental health disorder 101. And then a lot of our teachers and adults deal with this, probably being misdiagnosed themselves, or won't admit that they have it so they can keep their job, you know? So we have all these issues contributing to, kids being misdiagnosed, or diagnosed but for the wrong reasons. We going through some of the symptoms here and things like that. But sometimes it's just a lot of misdiagnosing going on. They avoid or dislike tasks that require sustained mental effort, such as schoolwork or homework for teens or older adults, preparing reports, completing forms, or reviewing lengthy papers. Now, I thought, right, Super Chat QI said, I thought I was dealing with this maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Excuse me. I had got to the point where I hate filling out job applications. It gives me the worst anxiety. I could have swore I was going to be my own boss by now, working for my own self, doing my own thing in life. And right down to January 14th, I lost my job. And I've been looking, don't you get me wrong. But it's like, I'll do reports, I'll write books, I'll write theses, I'll write 50-page paragraphs, but I hate filling out job applications, because a part of me is like, I'm still working for somebody. I can't believe this. So I get that little bit of anxiety, like, damn. And I'll sit there and look at that job application for a minute before I start filling it out. And again, it dislike tasks that require sustained mental effort, such as schoolwork or homework, or for teens or older adults, preparing reports, completing forms. When it comes to completing, if I can't just submit my resume, upload it to some site or whatever, but to fill out that application that asks you the same thing the resume asks you, and you gotta repeat everything over again, I'm like, I somewhere in my life I put up a resistance to applications. Don't ask me why, but I hate filling out job applications. I really do. So I thought I was dealing with some kind of disorder or whatever about 5 years ago. But I don't have all the other symptoms that go with it. Routine is boring. Who you telling? Who you? I mean, other than the traditional 9 to 5, you have to go to work. But outside of that, it's like I don't like the limitations. I like to be able to be free spirited, to do, go, think, roam. You know, test the waters a little bit. Sow my oats. However they say, sow your oats, fly your wings, spread your wings, and just fly, kind of thing. They lose things necessary for tasks or activities such as school supplies, pencils, books, tools, wallets, keys, paperwork, eyeglasses, and cell phones. Like, we clearly, she doesn't run through the house and lose things purposely that go with school. She actually comes home and do her schoolwork and participate that way. And let's see, they become easily distracted and by unrelated thoughts or stimuli. Now, she's a pretty focused girl. If you give her tasks to do at home, let me see what Super Chat says. You should take a master application and resume with you, so you all you have to do is copy and paste. Oh, or fill out the application easily. I have one. It's 3 pages long with names, phone numbers, and dates. Oh my God, I will do that today. I will work on that in tomorrow. I understand what you're saying. Cause I super chat, and that's not why I don't have no job. Believe you me, I put the little fear aside, but I don't know what it is about job applications. I'm like, it's gotta be an easier dang on way. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they forgetful in daily activities such as chores, errands, returning calls, and keeping appointments. Obviously, as a child, the whole like chores. Okay, we have to say Alea. She likes stuff on her floor. Don't ask me why. When she play with stuff, she'll leave it, like on the floor. And we have to remind her to clean up her room. So with that being that part, but with chores and with tasks and assignments and stuff, she's very bright in that way. So some of the hyperactivity and impulsivity may include fidgeting and squirming while seated. The teachers expect you to sit with your hands on your lap and your eyes straight ahead. Kids are gonna tap on it. They're gonna look around. They're gonna, scratch their shoulder, their head. They're gonna tie their shoe. It's like they want you to just sit there. So it says routine. Yeah. Yep. They want you to just sit there like you can't move. And a lot of this again is just a kid probably tapping his pencil. Oh, that's fidgeting. Oh, that guy got ADHD kind of thing. Getting up and moving around in situations when staying seated is expected. It's expected for kids to stay seated in school, such as in the classroom or in the office. So I can get it. When teacher trying to teach and you have a child coming up, oh, help me, or oh, this and oh, that, and let me help you. Then it ain't raising their hand. I get that. But it says getting up and moving around in situations when staying seated is expected. Church. You have a lot of church people misdiagnosed in church because church is some place where you're expected to be seated. Kids move around. Kids do things. I won't be so quick to judge them or label them because they're fidgeting in a place where they shouldn't. In a funeral home or at a funeral, kids are going to fidget. Kids are going to do things they're not supposed to do. The law judge, hey, welcome. Hey, Miss Religion Wink and Chat. Blessings to all. Welcome. How are you? How do you feel about ADHD? You know anybody, the law? Any of the hyperactivity and impulsivities that may go on, such as the fidgeting, the squirming, getting up and moving around in situations when they shouldn't. Here's a good one. Running and dashing around or climbing in situations where it is inappropriate, or in teens and adults often feeling restless. I mean, we see that a lot. Um, let's see. Yeah, we see this one a lot in a lot of people. just up and down, moving around, feeling restless. Okay, and some people are unable to play or engage in hobbies quietly. Now here again, here we go again. Some kids are just loud by nature, come from loud families. It might be hard for a kid who just come out of gym to go to a study hall and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still hyped up off of gym. So now once they get to study hall, they're still talking. So of course it looks like in study hall they're at a place, right? Being constantly in motion or on the go or acting as if driven by a motor. Now, this I don't see in my granddaughter. She's not driven by a motor, but she has activity within her. I mean, the girl can make up her own games. I mean, there's nothing she can't really do. The girl is, I mean, she's amazing. Talking nonstop. This is something she doesn't do. This is probably something I do. It's talking nonstop now. Blurting out an answer before a question has been completed, finishing other people's sentences, or speaking without waiting for a turn in conversation. This happens a lot, y'all. I mean, people on the phone, people calling in on different shows and things like that. This happens a lot to like almost every conversation probably one of us have. If I'm talking, somebody may interrupt me. If you're talking, somebody may interrupt you. I mean, now the whole finishing other people's sentences and things like that, like people do that. You may have a husband and a wife who live with each other for so long and they just know what the other person is going to think. Does that person really have ADHD, or they know what the other person is going to say? So I just like to go through things because this happens to us on a day-to-day basis. You know, we can talk over people accidentally, absolutely, without thinking about it. But if the people who are in charge of labeling us see us do this on a regular basis, right, QI, they'll say all of us have ADHD. They'll say all of us accidentally. Yeah. And we don't do it intentionally. It's not like, we want to cut people off when they're talking, or you might know that person is about to say, and the sky is blue, and you having that conversation, and that person go, and you be like, and the sky is blue, child, let me tell you, right? And we could easily be misdiagnosed just for having conversation or accidentally, speaking when somebody else is speaking. Having trouble waiting his or her turn. I don't know. When I used to have to go like to the welfare office and things back in the day, and I mean back in the day, even motor vehicle, even going to the grocery store, it's like I can wait my turn, but I don't want to wait a long time. So I'm always praying, like, Lord, let me be the first one in. Let me be the first one out. Let them call me in. But waiting his or her turn, it's not like back in the day when we used to play double dutch and we so excited to take our turn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is excited to get in that rope and show what they could do, But it's like, say the teacher is calling people up, just to say to get an award or to get an apple or something like that, and you have the other students in the back. Oh, it's my turn. Let me go. Pushing people out the way, cutting corners. You know how they used to do for that yellow cheese, that government cheese back in the day? They would be cutting corners and cutting the line to get that government cheese. People didn't know how to wait their turn, kind of thing, right? So we got who we got here. Hey, Sensa, hi. Hey, lady, yes, I'm catching alive. Finally, how are you? Absolutely. Anxiety, ADHD has similar symptoms. Now, I can tell you. Hey, Sydney Bell is there. How are you? Welcome back, lady. I could tell you, QI, back in August of 2016, it was July 19th. 2016, I was standing at my job. I was smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee. And I felt this horrible feeling come over me. I felt something wasn't right. We were standing outside. We got to work that Monday morning. We were standing outside because something happened with the fire alarm, so we couldn't go in at 8 o'clock. So as I was standing there, I'm fine, good. I'm glad to see you back out here. So in critical thinking, I a sense of hi, I said hi. So I was standing there and I felt something come over me. I went home. I wasn't quite feeling well the rest of the day. So the next morning I got up and went to the ER. And they tried to tell me that I had the inflammation or the gene for lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. I didn't know the next day. They couldn't really find anything out with me at the hospital, but I went to my primary, and around August of 2016, I went to a rheumatologist. And he was like, "Oh, you got the little inflammation." I went to the dermatologist, rheumatologist. All I know is when I tried to go back to work 2 weeks after it first happened, they kept me out of work like 2 weeks. I was driving to work and I had to pull over on the side of the road because it was such a weird anxiety attack. I don't know what the hell happened to me, y'all, but I pulled over like 5 times and could not make it to work. I had to call my doctor and my job at the same time, tell my job I wasn't coming in, tell the doctor I needed to come see them. Emergent, like it was an emergency. Like every time I went to drive off, I'm like, what the heck is happening to me? Um and yeah. So they tried to put me on the medication or whatever. Again, like I said, I'm not a big medication. They kept saying, "Oh, it's anxiety, it's this." And by the grace of God, I got through that. I experienced anxiety. I definitely know what that feeling is like. We are going to get into that. It's one of the disorders that come up, going further, going forward. But I definitely can share my testimony, share what medication they tried to offer me. Yes, identity, my 20s were, hold on, let me see, read it with panic attacks. I went away in my mid 20s. Okay, panic attacks, a sense of how my sister, she is 46 now, 47 this year. So, my sister, I ain't gonna call the name, and I believe I have permission to just share this. Most people have anxieties these days. Bad nerves. Absolutely. Now, when I put my hands out, my hands don't shake. You could tell some people who really have nervous anxiety like that. But like I said, when I have to fill out that dang on job application, I still get that flutter feeling. I'm like, what? But I do. I have the little anxiety. Sometimes when I go live, y'all, it takes me a moment because I feel my palms getting sweaty and stuff like that. But again, it's something controllable. It's something that I don't need the medication. Like, and I do that, like I was doing that on Facebook as well. Just going live, I have to say, be not afraid of their faces, God will deliver. I got to do little Bible prayers over here first, but I do deal with that, absolutely. And it's gotten a lot better, trust me, you guys. And I think a lot of it is because when I come live, I want to put on the best presentation, and my equipment fail, malfunction, breakdown, be buffering, be going slow, and I feel the anxiety, definitely. There are different forms of anxiety. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so QI, for next Monday, I was coming at 9 o'clock, y'all, but I meant 5 o'clock, but with the kids and dinner, with the children and dinner and stuff like that, 9 o'clock works for me when they go to bed and the TVs go off, stuff like that. because they be playing their TV, their tablet, and everything, and I don't want to get the copyrights or have music or commercials playing in the background. So 9 o'clock may work for me, for Mental Health Mondays. But so that's what you can do, QI. Bring a couple of different of anxiety disorders next week if you can come. This is a healthy anxiety of anticipation, I think. Absolutely, because when I first started going live, no lie, last year, people used to come. And then I told y'all this lady came and kind of ran people away from me for no reason. And I would sit here and go live by myself. And so I pushed through that. And then, you at least want one person to show up, maybe two people, because where two or three are gathered, in his name. And I think that's the part of it. Because you see all these live chats, they be filled and you talking about nonsense sometimes. And then the ones that's really like this or other platforms that's trying to like help our community, it's like one person show up, or I'll be here by myself. So that was part of the anticipation of it. Absolutely a sense of how. Okay, we'll check in Sunday. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And QI, I do have like I have a email, but it's on my website. If you go to the about section, it'll take you to my website. I'm just trying to draw traffic to my website, because the more traffic you get to your website, eventually you could put ads and all that other stuff on your website and draw revenue that way as well. Yep. All right. So another thing is blurting out an answer before a question has been completed. Oh, we said that, right? Who don't blurt out answers? I think we all do that. Having trouble waiting his or her turn, interrupting or intruding on others, for example, in conversation, games, and activities. I mean, some of these things are just, how far are we gonna, let them go? Like, if I say, achoo, it's like so many things. Who haven't interrupted or intruded on others? You hear people speaking, right? And you walk up at work to the water fountain, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I went fishing last week," or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, we can slow walk this dog, and we can kind of see that there's just some things we all do on a day-to-day basis that will have us all looking like we have ADHD at some point in time, right? Showing these signs and symptoms does not necessarily mean a person has ADHD. Thank God, right? Because I was sitting here like, wait a minute, I kind of do them all. Many other problems like anxiety, depression, and certain types of learning disabilities can have similar symptoms, y'all. Did y'all just hear that when you mentioned anxiety, when I was talking about the anxiety, the depression and certain types of learning disabilities can have similar symptoms to the ADHD. And I think a lot of times, a lot of these disorders have similar symptoms, if not the same symptoms across the board sometimes. And sometimes very well could be misdiagnosed or mimicking another disorder. And if it's like, say, anxiety, somebody could be labeled ADHD. If it's ADHD, somebody could be labeled like depression or anxiety or something like that. If you're concerned about whether you or your child might have ADHD or any other disorder that you could probably think of offhand, the first step is to talk with a healthcare professional to find out if the symptoms fit the diagnosis. A lot of the symptoms fit many of the diagnoses across the board. So you have to be specific to which symptoms is fitting, your diagnosis. The diagnosis can be made by a mental health professional like a psychiatrist or clinical psychologist, primary care provider, or pediatrician. Can I just say this, QI? And I know you out there doing your thing. But YouTubers cannot diagnose this. We could see it, right? But you got a lot of YouTubers out there diagnosing people's mental health and things like that. You work, you got credentials to do that, right? But the other people out here just blatantly calling somebody mental health, bipolar, whatever, right? They're not licensed to do it, so they're crossing the line a little bit here, you know. Princess Fiona, call me Fifi. Oh, you back, Princess Fiona? How are you? Welcome, and please stick to the script. Last time you came in the chat, you was trying to tell us how the king over there took you $9,000. Yes, QI, it is time frame with ratio to episodes. Today is not a good day. All right, guys. So if it's not talking about mental health, Princess Fiona, you have to go find another chat, okay? God bless you. But we're talking about ADHD, okay? Critical thinking, you cannot make a diagnosis that quickly. Right, and we see a lot of people do it. Now, one of the ways we treat ADHD, although there is no cure for it, currently available treatments may help reduce symptoms and improve functioning. ADHD is commonly treated with medication, education, or training, therapy, or combinations of treatments. So you can do a little bit of both. You can do medication, you can do training, you could do education, therapy. It's a combination of them. I had ADHD last week. I was so stressed. Alrighty then. Medications. For many people, ADHD medications reduce hyperactivity and impulsivity and improve their ability to focus, work, and learn. The first line of treatment for ADHD is stimulants. So, stimulants, although it may seem unusual to treat ADHD with a medication that is considered a stimulant, it is effective. Many researchers think that stimulants are effective because the medication increases the brain chemical dopamine, which plays essential roles in thinking and attention. So it says, laughing my butt off. Last week, the QI, you can handle that one. Princess Fiona, do you have a diagnosis? Thank you, QI, LOL. Oh, Lord. Princess Fiona, let me just say hi. You ain't been around here in about maybe a month or so, but who was in the chat last time she was here? Princess Fiona said the king took her $9,000. He was supposed to marry her. Yeah, I see my doctor weekly. I've been going through things. You've been going through things, Cindy. I had an anxiety attack for a week. Cause this white man cussed me out because I was talking about protecting our black and brown kings. I guess he didn't like that. I was, okay, Princess Fiona. Well, honey, this is a good lie. Princess Fiona, don't take us left. Matter of fact, it was the video we did, the paradigm shift. Lord have mercy, Princess Fiona. I remember you, and I'm going to pray for that anxiety or that ADHD you had last week because you're going through some things. Okay? Let's see who else is here. Princess Fiona likes to take us off topic. Super Chat, you was here. Somebody was here. One of y'all, was it a sense of how it was Super Chat? Who else was in this live with us when she came through? All right, Princess Fiona. He wasn't a king. He was a Prince Kofi. Ooh, Prince Kofi. Okay. Princess Fiona, don't give them your money, okay? That will cause anybody to have anxiety. You give somebody $9,000 and they don't want to marry you. Yeah, she shifted us. Hello, Super Chat. I'm going to go on with this, right? Yes, and QI, that is the last one. We got like 12 disorders to talk about, and that is the last one we have to talk about. Princess Fiona, come back on week 12. We're going to be doing this every week. Come back every Monday at 9 o'clock if you want to. Because we are women helping one another get through this whole mental health issue thing. Like I said, I could sit over here and pray 25 Hail Marys, do 55 backflips, Jesus, Jesus, Christ, Christ, and I still turn my camera on and have that anxiety. But he says, be of good courage, daughter. Daughter, be of good courage, have no fear. And I press through. But that little anxiety comes. So I know if I deal with it, there's people out there that don't know. Well, God, don't know scripture. That don't always work for everybody, right? But that works for me. And I know if I deal with it as much as I be around God and in his presence and still deal with anxiety, I know other people are dealing with it, okay? So Princess Fiona is saying he is next in line. He is the heir to Dadahama Madada. Ooh, did I say that right, Princess Fiona? Dadahana Madada. Okay, where they filmed Black Panther. You talking about imaginary Wakanda? Wakanda. See, I know she joking. I know Super Chat was here the last time she was here, QI. I know she joking. But see, that's the distraction of the devil. Because see, anybody that could come in a live chat and we talking about ADHD to set the captive free, and they come along with the nonsense like Princess Fiona does every time I go live pretty much, that is the distraction of the enemy. So we have to bind that Princess Fiona spirit in the earth so God could bind it in heaven. And this Princess Fiona spirit, I was doing a QI. I was doing a teaching on the paradigm shift. It's what's acceptably right, what's acceptable and good, right? Us sitting here talking about ADHD, helping one another be free, and then all of a sudden there's a sudden change. Here comes Fiona talking about King, what's his name? King Kofi, Prince Kofi. Here comes Fiona. And that's what a paradigm shift is, y'all. A paradigm shift. I seen it in YouTube a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. I see it in the world. The things that's acceptable and good all of a sudden have a sudden change to what's not normal. This is not normal. When Princess Fiona keeps showing up in the chat trying to sidetrack somebody and talk about other stuff that's not relevant to the live chat. Somebody like Olivia the Oracle would have told you to get the hell out of her live chat. You're not going to change the narrative over here. Go back where you came from. See, I'm a little bit more, not gracious, but a little bit more subtle than Miss Olivia. I will entertain you for a little while, but if you keep playing, I'm going to have to speak to the enemy the way I speak to all enemies. And don't take it personal. People are over here trying to see how their grandkids is acting in school, why they so anxious, why they have problems listening to people talk on the telephone, why they call into lives and be nice one minute and then acting like the devil at the end of the conversation. Why, Fiona, would you be here right now? Why? I thought you said he was from Wakanda. See, I'm going to stay focused, y'all. Fiona, if I'm ignoring you, I'm sure QI, Super Chat, they're going to hold you down in that chat for me. I don't have a moderator right now. That's a whole nother freaking subject or whatever. But I'm going to entertain you tonight. Because, see, I think we ran you away the last time. I'm glad you came back. I'm not about running you away, but you have to be respectful. There's people that need help out here. Not because they giving their money to so-called kings who's next in line. It's because they going through some shit. It's because their kids are going through some stuff. It's because of the medication, the hormones, the geonet. What is it called? The GMOs, the chemtrails. I mean, there's some things going on in the world that's causing these disorders to come upon us. Now, the women in my family would say, you ain't dealing with ADHD. Yeah, it's just crazy giving that man your damn money. That was just stupidity. See, we would cross up stupidity with ADHD or with anxiety and all this other stuff. Some people are just damn stupid out here in the world. They don't know no better. You was thinking of getting a curly perm. I need to make me feel pretty again. With so much negative people around me, I need to be a radiant beacon of positivity and beauty, unlike some. Well, you know what? Unlike some, sound like you trying to be a little sarcastic there. But honey, let me tell you something. I am not going to escort you out of this live. But as far as you getting a curly perm and you want to feel pretty again, we're not talking about low self-esteem or women being ugly in this chat today. And maybe that has a lot to do with people having the depressions of the world and things like that. So my advice to you would be, stop focusing on Prince Kofi and focus on yourself. Hang around positive people like A Sense of High, QI, Super Chat, myself. Okay? We ain't the best bomb diggity people in the world, but we got good spirits about us. Why at Princess Fiona? Q, I asked you a question, Princess Fiona. Please answer her back. Give her your Cash App. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's on that front page. I don't know how to put it, the link here on this tablet. I never said he was from Wakanda. Wakanda isn't real. He's from Dada Moon. Oh, Dada Munda. Dada Munda. He from Dada Munda. Hey, get back to ADHD. Never. Oh, near where? QI LOL super chat. All right, guys, I'm gonna get through this. I maybe was foolish to give him 9K, but I felt more depressed knowing I sent him pictures of my roaring kitty. That, you know what, the Bible say don't call nobody no fool, Princess Fiona, or I will be in judgment of hell, rocker, and fire. Sister, you gotta seek help. This message is held for review. A sense of high, laughing my ass off. Oops. Okay, Princess Fiona, but he said he loved me. I still believe he does. I think the reason I think I heard him, you can't even type right. This man has you so confused. So, we have non-stimulants, yo. These medications take longer to start working than stimulants, but can also improve focus, attention, impulsivity in a person with ADHD. This may not work for you, Miss Fiona. Doctors may prescribe a non-stimulant if a person had bothersome side effects from stimulants. If a stimulant was not effective or in combination with a stimulant to increase effectiveness. You see how all these stimulants, one to another, to another, to another, to another, and before you know it, the poor child or the adult is like just overtaken by medication. They have antidepressants. Although antidepressants are not approved in the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, specifically for the treatment of ADHD, antidepressants are sometimes used to treat adults with ADHD. Older antidepressants called tricyclics sometimes are used because they, like stimulants, affect the brain chemical norepinephrine and dopamine. So what do we have here? Side effects. Sydney Belizaire. Exactly. Therapy. We almost done here, y'all. Therapy. There are two different kinds of therapy. There are two different kinds of therapy that have been tried for ADHD, but research shows that therapy may not be effective in treating ADHD symptoms. However, Adding therapy to an ADHD treatment plan may help patients and families better cope with daily challenges. For children and teens, parents and teachers can help children and teens with ADHD stay organized and follow directions with tools such as keeping a routine. What you been saying, QI? QI, you've been saying routine, 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 and a schedule, organizing everyday items, using homework and notebook organizers, and giving praise and rewards when rules are followed. For adults, a licensed mental health provider or therapist can help the adult with ADHD learn how to organize his or her life with tools such as keeping routines, breaking down large tasks into manageable, smaller tasks. So, what do we have here? All right. Education and training. Children with ADHD need guidance and understanding from their parents, families, and teachers to reach their full potential to succeed. Mental health professionals can educate the parents of a child with ADHD about the condition and how it affects a family. They can also help the child and his or her parents develop new skills, attitudes, and ways of relating to each other. Examples include, to the 9 people watching, can you please give me a thumbs up? Fiona, hit the thumbs up button. You got enough counseling in this chat while you was here today. Enough to go home and not get that man $9,000 again. That's for sure. So, education and training. Children and adults need guidance, understanding from their parents, family, teachers to reach their full potential and to succeed. Mental health professionals can educate the parents of a child with ADHD about the condition and how it affects the family. They can also help the child and his or her parents develop new skills, attitudes, and ways of relating to each other. Examples include parent skills training teaches parents the skills they need to encourage and reward positive behavior in their children. Stress management techniques can benefit parents of children with ADHD by increasing their ability to deal with frustration so that they can respond calmly to their child's behavior. Support groups can help parents and families connect with others who have similar problems and concerns. So let me see. GMO, absolutely. We was, yes, Sydney. A lot of that stuff contributes a sense of how half virgin. I'm almost done here, y'all. Then y'all can have fun with Fiona. I'll stay on a little while. Fiona, I hope you ready for this because we got some ladies up in here that's going to give you some insight on how to not be dealing with ADHD last week, and how to just move forward in life. The next time I see you on this live, I want to hear something positive. I want to hear something positive. So, let's see. School-based programs, just for because I know there's a lot of children. Finding help, you can go to the National Resource Center on ADHD. QI mentioned NAMI, which is the National Association for Mental Health. I remember, yay! And then you got the National Institute of Health. You got the National Institute of Mental Health. So there's different help out there. Fiona, here's a number, 1-800-233-4050. You can call and get some help, okay? If you want, you can stay on the line and I will ask my ladies, QI, Asensaha, Sydney, I will ask Super Chat to give you some insight. We could try to help dissect some of this, whatever you want. Or you can come back next week. Oh, here, guys, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is another place. The National Institute of Mental Health, the NHI. There's telephone numbers here. Let's see. National Institute of Mental Health. Let me put this number out here again. The phone number is 301-443-4513, or it's 1-866-615-NIMH. That's 6464. You could call toll free. That's out of Bethsaida, Maryland, okay? So with that being said, how was this live stream, y'all? Are you guys a little bit more informed on the ADHD, the the causes of it, the warning signs, some therapy and treatment that you can use, the different medications? QI, did you know the number for crisis intervention and what? You know what? I swear to you, I seen a video that T.S. Madison did the Wakanda call. That's the number right there. That's the number. Good stream. Thank you. All right, so this teaching is over with for the whole ADHD. I would like to keep it clean because people can use these as, teaching tools somewhere down the line. It's very informative. um I would say I would come right back on for Fiona, but then I would hate to let Fiona go and she don't get the good education that QI and a sense of ha and Super Chat have for her. I would hate to end it. I mean, I wouldn't want to put, this is good content. I wouldn't want to misscrew it with like just joking and bull crapping around right here. I really think it was a good stream. I thank you ladies for showing up. I mean, I am up for it. I mean, I could come right back on, but I really don't want to, I wouldn't even put my own personal problems unless it was related to ADHD. Like I talked about my granddaughter, I talked about my anxiety, and I want to keep it like that. Um, if I gave a man $9,000, I would want people to, yeah, talk to me and set me on course. But she is okay. I believe so. I think she's fine. Absolutely. So, ladies, this has been a good, good, good live stream. I do appreciate you all. I'm trying to see if there's any more information. Oh, as far as school based programs, right? You can go to http, the colon sign / idea.ed.gov/. So it's really idea.ed.gov. All right. Definitely can check that out. For public schools are required to offer services for qualified children, which may be free for families living within school districts. There's certain programs for children. There's school-based programs that's available to your children if they have ADHD. So the educational specialists help the child, parents, and teachers make changes to classroom and homework assignments to help the child succeed. So it's all about helping the children succeed. And I believe we helped each other succeed here today, children. I believe we helped one another. All right, so I am going to go ahead and end this live with ADHD. I appreciate the 9 people showing up. To the 8 people still watching, please give me that 3 thumbs up to make it a perfect live stream. I believe it was good content. I believe it helped a lot of us out. I believe it's going to encourage us to come back next week. I'm not sure what the next disorder is, but I have 12 of them lined up. So thank you guys. I am going to go ahead and begin to end this live stream. Super Chat, thank you so much. I love you, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. And if you guys are up to it, I may come back on within the next half hour. I'm not going to rush it. Maybe a half hour or so. Thank you for the 6 thumbs up. To the 8 people watching, 2 people, please give me a thumbs up. I believe this information can help you or help somebody in your family. Great topic, sis. Have a great evening. A sense of hi. I'm so glad you caught me live. I was just reading your last comment. I was like, oh, you okay? I got your work hours now. All right. QI, thank you. A sense of hi. Sydney Belizaire. Um, Princess Fiona, thank you so much. Then Nettie, she was in here earlier on, right? Nettie came in. Nettie, let's see. Yep. Super chat. I want to make sure. QI. Keela Reed, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you women so much. All right, so you ladies have, did I mean, oh, the law. Thank you so much for coming, the law. Thank you. All right, guys. So great live. All right, a sense of how. Finally, right? All right, guys, that's it. You guys have a great day. This is Religion Wing TV. My spiritual ears stay. To the 9 people watching, please give me 3 thumbs up. This was a great live stream, and I believe that it can help you, your family. It's been helping me and my family just by researching this stuff and being willing to find out what it is that we may have or may be facing in our own day-to-day life. And with that being said, it allows me to come forward and help other people understand. Who is that? Super chat. Thumbs up. There you go. I appreciate you guys. Uh-oh. All right. So this has been Religion Wing TV in this edition of Mental Health Mondays ADHD episode. I thank you all who tuned in. Please return next Monday for the next disorder. I really don't know what the disorder is, but I know what it is in my notes. Sydney, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back to this channel. Princess Fiona, can we talk about my issues now? If you want me to come back, will you guys come right back to talk about Princess Fiona issues? If I could get 2 or 3 yeses in the comments, I will fire my camera right back up for you. I sure will. You had me laughing, entertaining with a twist. Yes, absolutely. Super chat, yes. Okay. There's a lot going on. All right, Princess Fiona, stay tuned. I am going to log off and log right back on just for you. I want to hear a little bit about it. And I believe we are all women in the live stream that may have an answer or a solution and be able to help you. So with that being said, this is Religion Wing TV and my spiritual ears stay. And it will be called Princess Fiona's Issues. What you want me to title it, Princess Fiona? Just Princess Fiona? What you want it to be titled? Super chat, I see you laughing. Come on, Fiona, give me a title. So you know I'm back live and it's particularly for you. Come on, we need a title for the live chat, the live stream. There's a lot going on. You know what? Princess Fiona gets it together. Okay, I'll be right back. You got it. My name is Religion Wing TV and my spiritual ears stay.